what I say. But today we're talking about men who are looking for wives. There are men who have attained all the financial success they wanted to attain and obtain before they start having a family. But now that they want to have a family, they look out here and they realize, man, that the pickings are not exactly fruitful. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like you can just go to a tree, man, hit it one time, man, the fruit just fall everywhere. Nah, man. Nah, most of the fruit already on the ground. Worms in it. Overripened. Underripened. But not the way you want to pick it. Moganage, built by plants. Salute, brother. Salute. That's a good brother right there, man. Y'all follow that brother on IG, man. Plant-based brother who does good work over there, man. Him and this girl, man. This girl strong as an ox, man. They be having them deadlift parties and all that, man. That's a strong power couple, man. That's grinding together, man, to build something that they have in common, man. So salute to you, bro. I appreciate you being in the joint, man. Appreciate the dub. So here's the problem, man. I'm not saying that you can't find a worthy wife in a westernized civilization, but I'm just going to be honest with you. She's probably not going to be American born and bred. And if she is American born and bred, she's not going to be culturally westernized. There are some women here. There's a spot in LA that I love. It's called Little Ethiopia. Just the whole area is Ethiopian. All the stores, all the people, like all you see is just beautiful Ethiopian people all over the place, man. There are some beautiful Ethiopian women there. But to be perfectly honest with you, they are hard to accost because they are so culturally astute that they're not even looking to be engaged with Americans or westernized men. You understand what I'm saying? But that's a good environment to go integrate yourself into to see how those women perform when they're in that environment. See, the problem with most men in this environment, even when you get a woman who's not westernized, you bring her here or you meet her here and you bring her into your westernized environment instead of keeping her culturally in tune with the way she was raised. And so it's not impossible to bring a woman from somewhere else here, but you as a man have to be brainwashed of your westernized ways. You have to be brainwashed. And they say brainwashing is what you know. I say your brain is soiled. When you have the wrong ideas about things, that's not brainwashing. That's a dirty brain. Your brain ain't clean. When you wash something, it's clean. Your brain ain't clean. Your brain is filthy. But when you get all that filth out of your brain and start living a life that you really want to live, then you come to the realization that there are some women, but they're not going to be where you go look for women. You're not going to find a woman who's worthy of being in that position at a club. You're not going to find a woman who's worthy of being in that position at a party. You're not going to find a woman who's worthy of being in that position at a concert. You're not going to listen, even at these poetry slams and all these jazz clubs and all that, you're not going to find a woman who's worthy of that at those things. Now, it's possible that you could have a woman and y'all could go enjoy those things sometime. But what I'm saying, you're not going to find a single woman at those things. Wherever you want to take your woman, as long as she's with you, that's on you. You could take her anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You could take her in the depths of the hood, long as she in there with you, but you don't want to go in the depths of the hood by yourself, even your own hood. You don't want your bro going in your hood looking for you if you ain't in your hood. I'm not talking about the hood you live in, but the hood you from. You don't want her riding through there, man. In something nice, talking about she looking for you. Them guys don't care. So the reality of the scenario is westernized women are not your only option. And you can't be embarrassed because you want to explore options in other areas. Because here's the thing. You don't have to even be dating interracially to go to another area. There are black women all over the world. If you're a white guy, there are white women all over the world. If you're Hispanic, there are Hispanic countries all over the place. You know, it just doesn't, it doesn't matter what you like, what your nationality is, what your race is, what you prefer. You can find that anywhere in the world. We got to stop letting people in these Western societies tell us that something's wrong with us for not wanting a woman from a westernized society. Let me tell y'all boys something. All y'all suckers that's always talking about, well, if you can't get no woman in America, then you weak. It ain't that we can't get no woman in America. Let me tell y'all something right now. See, y'all fools don't understand the difference between quantity and quality. There's a whole bunch of quantity in westernized societies. There's a whole bunch of westernized women all over the place. So it's not that we can't get those women. It's that we've begun to focus on quality more than quantity. And the more you elevate your quality, no matter what you want, even if we're talking about automobiles, you could find a Honda Accord anywhere. I know, I got one. You can find one right now. You know what it's hard to find? Hard to find a new Escalade. Hard to find a new Corvette. As the ticket starts to go up, it's hard to find. Now it's pretty much hard to find anything, but you know what I mean? As the ticket goes up, it's hard to find more. Hard to find a new Lambo. It's harder to find a Bugatti. Some of these cars, they only made 500 of them. It's harder to find quality as your quality elevates. That's in everything. So why do we have to act like that's a problem if we want higher quality women than we can find in Westernized societies? See, I'm a man. I don't club. I don't party. I ain't finna go with no club or no party with nobody. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter what the event is. I ain't finna go to no club or no party unless I'm getting paid to be there. You know what I'm saying? If I'm speaking there, performing there, doing a walkthrough there, hosting something, yes. If you're going to give me a check, yes, I will show up there because it is work. But I don't, that's not what I do to pass my time. That's not what I enjoy when I'm free. When I'm not working, I don't enjoy doing that. The world is a much too beautiful place for me to allow everything I do in my free time to be inside of a building. I'm inside of a building all day working. You think I want to go in? You want to think I want to leave this building, get dressed, go out to go inside of another building? And so the things that I don't do, I want a woman who doesn't do those things. Now, you can find a woman in Western society, in America. Let's stick to America. That's the Western society we're talking about, because all the other Westernized societies are, governed by or greatly influenced by America. So let's just narrow this down to America. I don't want a woman who goes to a club. Now, you can find a woman who don't go to a club, but she's a woman that go to church. Well, guess what? I don't want no woman that go to church either. I don't want no woman that's greatly influenced by another man in any kind of way, if it ain't her father. You see what I'm saying? So the quality is, just the quality just isn't there. And then when you put yourself in a position to be a true live provider and protector, then yes, you want a woman who is submissive. And that's one of the words that has the biggest problem in America. That word, submission. These Westernized women have a problem with that word. And they have a problem with the action. So let's go to school, man. Let's go to school. So sweet. We can't go to school with that. Them boy, that filthy. Give me a minute, man. We can't go to school with that. Them boy, that are ridiculously filthy. All right, that's better. So when you really think about it, Sean Robin, I appreciate the 5 bones, bro. When you really think about it, man, there are certain things that we should be okay with. Now, again, the elephant in the room is that stop listening to guys telling you something is wrong with you if you want to go overseas. Because here's the thing. Those guys are settling for those are guys who just want to get laid. If you just want to get laid, yes, you can do that all you want in America. Now, if you have to go somewhere else to get laid, then that's another issue. We ain't talking about that. But if you choose to make sure all your interaction is with a submissive, subservient woman, it's going to be tough to do that in America, brothers. I'm just going to be honest with you. I tell you what, all the submissive, subservient women, now all don't mean 100%, but it's close enough to 100% where all of them are taken already. There are no single submissive, subservient women. There are no single good girls. Good girls don't be single. So if you find, well, man, where all the good men at? The good girls got them. If you say ain't no good men left, okay, there may not be, but ain't no good women left either. You see, women are quick to say that ain't no good men left. Okay, well, that means ain't no good women left either. All the good men are taken, and then that means all the good women are taken. All the good men and all the good women are together. So those of us men who are left, who are good, hey, man, we already know what we got to do. We all know what we got to do. And this ain't about being a good man. This is about being an alpha king. If you are an alpha king, you are blessed if you find a woman who fits into your life. You notice I did say who fits into your life. I forget, man, I be forgetting to do this, man. Y'all got to roll with me, man. I be forgetting to pop the girls on the screen. Again, salute to the homie Moganaj, man, built by plants. You know what I'm saying? That's a cool brother right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Him and his girl, man, they good people, bro. Good people. Get a lot of love, man. They good people. Salute to you, bro. Sean Robin, appreciate you, man. Appreciate the 5 bone. Thank you very much for utilizing this platform and educating and inspire. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate that. We got here, man. Again, Sean Robin, again, man. Appreciate the 5 bone. We appreciate your message to keep us sucker free all day, man. That's the mission, to stay sucker and Jezebel free. That's what we're doing this for, man. That's our mission. So here's what I want to say, man. Here's some of the problems with westernized women. 9 times out of 10, when you meet a westernized woman, she's going to have 1, 2, or all of these issues. And that's not any fault of the westernized woman. That's the problem with being westernized. It's a cultural thing. It's a societal thing. The societal norms and expectations of westernized culture are just not conducive to a woman being the type of woman that you would want to have as your wife or even the mother of your children or any of that, man. Like, you have to understand, brothers, that the majority of women in this society aren't built like that. And some of the things on this list, any man who has a woman that he thinks is good, I'm talking about a real man, an alpha man who thinks he has a good woman, he's going to say, oh, yeah, my girl got that one covered. She got that one covered. She got that one covered. He's going to say a lot of things on the list. His girl has those things covered. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get into this thing, man. Let me unplug the mouse. I'm old school, bro. I still rock a mouse with my MacBook, man. I ain't with that old finger sliding across the pad thing. David with the Y, appreciate the 5 bone. Blessing BOA. Salute to you, Dave. Salute. So 9 times out of 10, when you meet a westernized woman, her love is too divided. That's why, see, you could go to another culture and a woman will love you. I got a nice piece of content coming up for y'all tomorrow, man, about a particular woman, a very popular woman. And it's going to be a phenomenal piece of content. But I want y'all to understand, man, her love is too divided. She's got family, she's got friends, she's got coworkers, she's got this, she's got that. I was talking to a chick, man, she's a teacher, man, and she was, every year she loved her students. Then she gets more students. She loved her students. I'm like, hold up. If you got all that love for your students, and then you got your family, and then you got your friends, that you ain't got no love for a man. See, they don't understand where, they like to quote things that Paul said, but they won't quote in Genesis what God told the woman: your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you. Your desire shall be to your husband. Your desire shall be to your husband. That means that your desire shall be to your husband, to serve your husband, to do the things that your husband wants you to do. You shall be dedicated to him. And if a woman can't be dedicated to you, she ain't no wifey for you, man. And it's going to be hard to find a woman that's dedicated to you over here, man, because her dedication is splintered and aligned based on her own twisted understanding of what dedication is. So a woman will say she's dedicated to a situation when all she's dedicated to is doing what she wants to do in the situation. A woman will say she's dedicated to pleasing her man when all she's dedicated to is doing the same things for her man that she wants her man to do for her. I had a woman tell me, man, that she want to cater to me. I said, well, how you going to cater to me, Shawty? She said she going to give me a body rub. I said, Shawty, I don't want no body rub. I ain't sore. I only want a massage when I need a massage. I ain't, who am I? Well, that's what I like. So I thought that's what you would like. Okay, you also pee sitting down. Do you think I pee sitting down too? You see what I'm saying? The self-centered nature of the westernized woman is all about her. She believes that she's so good that what she wants is so good that you got to want it too. That you got to want it too. Her loyalties are divided. She don't even understand what loyalty is. She's loyal to her own happiness, her own desires, her own pleasure, her own joy. She's loyal to those things. Those things always take precedence over everything. And here's the problem. It's not because American women or westernized women are bad. It's because they weren't raised to be wives. They just weren't raised that way. They weren't trained that way. Their mothers weren't trained that way. Their grandmothers weren't trained that way. Their great-grandmothers may have possibly been trained that way, depending on how old they are. But for the most part, their great-grandmothers weren't trained that way. Not anybody that we would want. So you got to keep in mind, man, that These women just don't know how to be wives. And here's the thing, they're not trying to learn how to be wives because the way they are is what has served them so well for all of their lives. They're not going to change because they meet some dude. They'll give you lip service. They'll say they will. Yeah, yo, I can do it. Well, yeah, I can do all of that. Yeah, I can do all of that. Yeah, it don't matter. I can do all of that. Anything you want, I can do it. No, you can't. You don't even know what I want. It's just lip service. Yeah, I can do whatever you want me to do. How you know? I might want you to get on top of the house, jump off of it, and believe I'm going to catch you. You don't know what I want. I may want you to go down to Columbia and pick up some work and bring it back. You don't know what I want you to do. See, here's what you got to understand, man. Unless you have an amazing woman, having one woman makes you a miserable man. Because the majority of the time when you have one woman in a westernized culture, she is totally disengaged from her any type of dedication to her position, any type of loyalty to her position, any type of love for just performing the duty of her position. And if you got that woman and you're trying to make that woman your only woman, that woman don't have any of the basic things that you need in order to be in a satisfying relationship with her. But many men in this culture, almost all men in this culture, will still try to make that woman be a wife and then try to be a husband to that woman. So you trying to be in a monogamous relationship with a woman who has no intent on being monogamous, a woman who is not dedicated to being monogamous. See, if you're not dedicated to being monogamous, you don't have no intent to be monogamous. Anything you have true intent to do, you are dedicated to it. If you have true intent to get fit, you are dedicated to it. If you have true intent to get paid, you are dedicated to it. You know what I'm saying? If you have true intent to free yourself from prison because you were wrongly convicted, you are dedicated to it. Anything that you have true intent to do, you are dedicated to it. So you find a woman who is not dedicated to the position of being a wife, she's not going to do it. She don't have no intent on being that way for you. And this is one of the things that I think men in this particular society don't understand. If you got that one woman who's not dedicated to being that one woman, and let me say that again. If you have that one woman who's not dedicated to being that one woman, and by dedicated to being that one woman, I mean all the things that come with it. Being one woman for a man is a damn job, and it's a damn tough job. It's damn near so tough that a woman don't need no other job if she gonna take on a job of being one woman for one man. Boy, that's a hell of a job. It's a full-time job. It's an all-day, everyday job. You got to do all the things you got to do in the daytime. Then you got to take care of that man's needs at night. You got to do a whole bunch of things. Read Proverb 31. Every woman who listens to this, you need to go read Proverb 31 and be honest with yourself and tell yourself you that kind of woman. And here's the thing that you got to tell yourself. If you not that kind of woman in Proverb 31, your ass don't need no husband because you ain't no wife. The directions of what it takes to be a wife are already out there. No one can tell you anything new. It's right there already. Anything new is just going to ruin everything. Let me get these super chat before they get away from me, man. Charles, salute, man. Appreciate the time. I'm saying what's crazy is that even a more conservative country like Saudi Arabia adopting Western culture is a cancer. It is, man. And it's spreading too. It's spreading rapidly. I think this shutdown, everything's shutting down, man, just put everybody online at the same time, and they got to see things, man. And I think it's really spreading, man. ES Instrumental, salute, bro. Appreciate the firebomb. I appreciate all the knowledge you gained to give. Salute to you, bro. Salute. Couple y'all guys, man, I'm gonna have to listen to some of y'all tracks, man. Catch me, hit me up, man. I'm gonna do a track collection, man, pretty soon. Mike Obi, appreciate the 10 bone, bro. I appreciate you. Gary Williams, appreciate the 5 bone. Men and women aren't even talking about the same thing when they say love. Exactly, man. Not even talking about the same thing. The truth of the matter is, women have no idea what men mean when we say love, bro. They don't have, and that's why we can't even focus on love like that. For the most part, in this particular society, now I'm not saying it's impossible to find a woman, but boy, you got to be digging, trying to find a needle in a haystack with a blinder on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You are digging and you are finding, because here's the thing: a lot of times they know how to play the role to the point where you get caught up before you realize who they are. You see what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's tough. I know it's tough. It's hard to be a good girl in a society that promotes being a bad girl. It's hard to be a virtuous woman in a society that promotes harlotry. It's hard to be a woman that's dedicated to a man in a society that promotes being with a whole bunch of men, trying to see how many you can have dedicated to you at one time. But if you want an alpha male, an alpha king, a true man of God, that's what you got to be. Because we ain't settling for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't settling for nothing. Yeah, it may be one thing you got that mess you up. Okay, but that's your one thing. We ain't settling for nothing because we ain't got to. We live in a society, man, where guys are saying that, well, body count don't even matter no more. Man, are they crazy? There are cultures that a woman can't even get a husband if she ain't a virgin. And we talking about body count don't matter. Yeah, body count don't matter in the U.S. Body count does matter to us, and we're not resigned to this one country where body count doesn't matter. Yeah, body count does matter. It matters to a man who wants a wife. No, it don't matter to a man who just want to jump up and down on something, but to a man who wants a wife, it matters. These women ain't saying that body count don't matter when it comes to, just wanting a wife. They talking about body count don't matter at all. Man, listen, boy, they'll tell you anything. Body count only matters to immature men. No, body count matters to kings. Go around the world and ask all the kings everywhere. Body count matters to men who hold themselves in high esteem. Body count matters to a man who understands the energy exchange from a woman who's been with multiple men throughout her life. Look at Dwayne Wade, what's happening to him. It ain't because Dwayne Wade just soft a week like that. Dwayne Wade is a man who's dealing with a woman that got multiple men energy in her from over the past years that between her first marriage and him, all she's been doing is traipsing around, dealing with man after man after man after man. With no intent of being anything but a harlot. What do you think is going to happen to you if you let that type of woman into your life? Of course, your masculine energy, your power, your connection to God is going to change, man. This ain't about going somewhere to try to find some easy woman. This is about going somewhere where you can protect your energy when you're dealing with a woman. Our energy is all we got, man. We ain't got no time to be playing around, man, acting like it don't exist. Acting like we ain't got to take care of it. See, let me tell you something about an Americanized woman. She doesn't believe that she should just be with one man. She believes as long as she's not replacing you, so let's say you her husband. She believes as long as she's not replacing you, everything's okay. Let me try to find this thing, man. See if I can find this for y'all, man. There's something I want to show y'all, man. I got to show y'all this, brothers. Y'all have got to see this. If y'all never see nothing else, y'all got to see this, man. I got to show y'all this. This is absolutely nuts, man. Let me see if I can find it. I think I got it, man. I'm sure I got it. Let me make sure. Is this it right here? Well, I can't see that. It's so small on the screen, man. I can't see it. This may be it right here. Let me see. Let's see if this is it. So somebody sent me this, man, and it's just a screenshot, man, but it is so telling. And so, let me see if this is it, man. Let me see. I'll tell you what it says, man. This woman said, every time she go on a date, it just remind her how bad the options are out there. So she go back home to her man where she belongs. A woman said this, brothers. She said every time she goes on a date, she sees how bad and limited the options are out there, the other options, and she goes back home to her man. I want y'all to think about how crazy that is, man. How crazy is that? I want to, I go out, and every time I go out, I realize that ain't nothing out there better than my man, so I go back home to him. Basically, what she's saying is she out there fishing. She going fishing on the weekend, trying to see what she can find. Man, this woman got a man at home and can find time to go on a date. Why in the hell I want to do that? You go to some of these other cultures, man. I was talking to my homie from Tanzania the other day, man. And he was telling me, man, in his country, man, they don't even date. Ain't no dating. Ain't no time for no dating. We in a culture that tell women, date as many men as you want to, have sex with as many men as you want to, but it tells men that as well. So you got women out here trying to be with as many people as they can. You got men out here trying to be with as many people as they can. So everybody you meet have been with 15 people already. I'm a dude and I ain't been with 15 people. I ain't gonna say that now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have really high numbers. I ain't gonna say that. I won't go that far with it. Let me recant that statement, man. I had to force that out of my mouth, man. I'll take that back. I ain't gonna sit here and lie, man. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I've always been this man I am. No, man. I ain't gonna say no number, but 15 ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get no number, but 15 ain't the one. So, but I just say, man, everybody's out here trying to go hard as they can to get as many bodies as they can, and people bragging about it. Men bragging about how many women they knocked down. Women bragging about how many men they got. Everything is so foul in this country, man. And I think anybody who wants someone worth having got to go outside of this country, man. I think any man, you got to go outside this country, man. Because, the thing is, everything that someone does, if you meet a woman, man, a woman could be to live she could have been to live the life of the harlot of the century. But she'll tell you, just because she ain't been with nobody in the past 2 years, that clean away everything. That she's good. She'll come up to you and brag that she ain't been with nobody in 6 months. Like 6 months? You must have been married 6 months ago. No, I ain't never been married. What 6 months? We live in a culture where people have sex for fun. And it was never intended for fun. It was intended to be a circumstance between a man and his wife. However many wives he got, but a man and his wife. But it's gone so far now. And when I say wife, I don't mean no marriage license stuff and going to don. I don't mean that. I don't mean going to do all that, man. I don't mean getting them people involved, getting the system involved. I mean, you meet this woman, that's your wife. You go to her dad and say, hey, look, homie, your daughter right there, I got to get that one, man. So let's sit down and talk. All right? What's she worth to you? That's all. All right, here you go. You ain't buying her, but that's a dowry. Like, I prefer to be in a culture where a man wants a dowry for his daughter, man. Because a man only wants a dowry for a daughter who's a virgin. I prefer to be in a culture or go to a culture where a man wants a dowry for his daughter because he's done the hard work of making sure that he raised her to be what a man like me would want her to be. If I don't find that, bro, man, you gotta have that. You gotta have that. Until you find that, you just have to sit down, man. You can't do it. You can't have a woman who is not worthy. Now, am I saying it's impossible to find one? No, it's not. They can be found. They can be found. But are all of us going to find one? Not here. There ain't enough to go around. There ain't enough to go around, brothers. Another thing is this right here, man. When you have that one woman and she's not prepared to be your woman, she's just prepared. There are plenty of women who want to be married, but they ain't prepared to be a wife. And if you get one of those women right there, you're going to be miserable, which in turn is going to make her miserable, which is going to in turn make her vulnerable. That's why so many married women cheat, because they're miserable, because they're vulnerable based on the miserability of them, the miserableness of them, not the misery, rather. I'm not made up two words. The misery of them not being able to satisfy their man. You know how disappointing it is to a woman to not be able to satisfy her man? No matter how hard she try to act, the worst feeling a woman can have is to not be able to satisfy her man. And so you know what she does? She goes to a man that she can satisfy. A man who's just satisfied with her presence. You understand? Western women are lazy lovers. They are notorious for taking the easy way out. She got a problem at home, she goes sleep with somebody. She got a problem at home, she go on a girl's trip and sleep with somebody there. She got a problem at home, she go spend out of a girl's house and sleep with a girl. She got a problem. Man, so many of these women today, man, they get out of a relationship, man, and then they go be one of their friends. I mean, one of their girlfriends, somebody who's been around them the whole time they've been in a relationship, then they go be in a relationship with her. Like, they will just be with anybody. And whoever's handy, they'll be there. And then they'll probably be using that girl. So the culture that we live in has just made women forget how to be effeminate. It's made them forget how to be compassionate. It's made them forget how to be nurturing. It's made them forget how to be caring. It's made them forget how to be inviting, engaging. It's made them forget how to be soft-spoken. It's made them forget how to be kind-hearted. It's made them forget all of the things that it takes for a masculine man to want to settle with that woman. And it's getting worse. It's getting absolutely worse. And part of the problem is you got a bunch of guys who want to go back and forth and engage with these women in this back and forth. Man, I'm not engaging with no woman, no back and forth. I'm me. What I look like. But that's part of the problem. You engage with them in that back and forth, and you give them more energy, which makes them think that the things they're saying, the things they're doing matter so much. Man, you'll be surprised at how many women in Western society, especially in America, want nothing more than to cause men pain based on the pain that they heard the women before them felt, because they ain't felt none of that pain. Based on the oppression they heard the women before them felt, because they ain't felt none of that oppression. Based on the interaction and the subjugation that they heard the women before them experience, because they ain't experienced none of that. And they're around here perpetuating energy for something that they don't even have any experience with. And it's a sad situation, man. Nubia Rising, appreciate the dime. The Western woman had the spirit of Jezebel in her. Delight is using weak men to fulfill her wishes. In the book, it took one of the greatest prophets of the Most High, Elijah, to slay her. Him she feared. Good word, brother. Good word. Good word. That's one thing about the Alpha brethren, boy. They'll come in here. They'll come in here and pop off that word, man. Mr. Total Control, appreciate the 15 bones, man. Salute to you, BOA. Keep on doing God's work, and the blessing will keep on pouring. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. And you know, man, the real thing is, man, we don't even do it for that. That's just par for the course. God will bless you. That's just par for the course. But we don't even do it for the blessings, man. You know, we do it because it's right, man. You know, we do it for the energy exchange of uplifting brothers, while brothers uplift me, and we uplift one another to the position we need to be in to be blessed. It's not even about getting the blessings, it's about being in the position to get blessed. Jeremiah Wooten, appreciate the super sticker, bro. So another thing is this, man. In this society, and this is crazy, women despise male masculinity. Male masculinity is despised in this. Now, they like to look at the male masculine physique. They love to look at the male masculine physique. But I'm talking about in interpersonal interaction with the woman in a relationship setting. She acts as if male masculinity is toxic, but she fully embraces the female adaptation of masculinity. Male masculinity is toxic. Female masculinity is promoted. What's female masculinity? All of the benefits of being masculine without any of the detriment, without any of the work, without any of the heavy load, just the benefits. You see what I'm saying? The benefits of wearing a man's shoes. The benefits of wearing a man's gloves. But not all the corns and calluses that come from doing the construction work at the site. The benefit of wearing a man's uniform. The benefit of having a man's tool kit. But not the oily fingernails and all the toxic fumes from being the man who's repairing the automobiles. The nice bass boat and all the expensive fishing tackle. But not the hooks in the head and the run-ins with snakes. and they're tearing the motor up and they're falling in the water that the man got to do when he out there fishing. Just all the benefits. And you go to other cultures, man, and they embrace male masculinity. They embrace it. But you know why? Because those women are raised for it, man. There's something about you are gonna do whatever you were raised to do. You are gonna be whoever you were raised to be. You are gonna embrace whatever you were raised to think is positive. Very few people, men or women in this society, grow up and embrace things that they weren't taught. Only the chosen few do. And that's about 800 of us chosen few in here right now. Well, only the chosen few do, man. So a lot of these things, like the homie just said, the pandemic uncovered a lot of these things. When people had to sit at home and all people could do was express themselves online, we got a lot of information. And it's worse than I thought it was. I already knew that the pickings were slim, but bro, the pickings are gone. Man, anytime I see a woman, anytime, and y'all got to admit this yourselves. I want y'all to think about this. And moving forward from today, I want y'all to observe yourselves. Anytime you see a woman that you even consider worthy of being in that position in your life, guess what? Another man already has her. Another man already has her. It's not that good women don't exist. They are already taken. And a woman don't get to come on the backside of her value. And now she's 45, 50 years old talking about, wow, the good men at. I'm just going to be honest with you, Sean. The men, the real men who have been blessed to be in a position that God put him here to be in, I ain't looking for no woman that's 50. I just hate to be the bearer of bad news. They ain't. They ain't looking for no woman that's 50. And here's the thing. Not a westernized woman that's 50. A woman that's 50 in another culture, probably something totally different. Probably one of the wisest women around. A woman who has been embraced and accepted by men and women alike for being someone who can benefit your life. Here in this culture, oh no, by that time, man, she's gone through so much, man, that she don't even have the energy to give you no positive input on nothing. She don't even have the energy to be any kind of help me. She don't even have the desire to give anything. All she want to do is take. Because let me tell you the main thing in this culture. These women live a life that's so non-productive. They be with all of these men. They don't get anything in return but a whole bunch of negative energy and an increase in Jezebel spirit. And then they get to an age where they're too old to do that stuff. And then they ain't got nothing to give. And then they want to sit down and say, okay, now I'm ready. Now I got something to give. But you don't. You're scarred by that point. You're so scarred by that point because you have issues that have piled up over the past 20 or 30 years that you haven't remedied. And at 50, you're remedying those so you can have a peaceful life moving forward, not so you can get a man. That time is gone. These women in Western culture waste their most productive years, waste their most desirable years, making sure they capitalize on being desirable by being with as many men as they can. And then they end up. There are very few women who are going to end up like Gabrielle Union, able to pick up some sucker when she get around 50. You see what I'm saying? Well, she was like 43. She was like 43. This dude married her at 43. There are very few women who are going to be able to get out there and live their lives and traipse around and do whatever they want to do and then turn around at 43 and some millionaire going to marry. That's their romance novel talk. That stuff don't come through. Gabrielle Union was already a celebrity. She was in the circles where she could be in Dwayne Wade's face. Most of y'all not. And ain't no man out here that's grinding for his paper finna say, okay, my best option is this 43-year-old, is this 50-year-old woman, 43-year-old woman who been around the world. No. So when you get to a certain point in life as a man, if you want an option that's going to be good for you, an option you want without having to settle, yes, you might have to get outside of Westernized society. And that's fine, man. No guilt tripping about that. We can do that if we want to. We can do that if we need to. If you need to do that, do it. Do it, man. Famo, salute. Judas Blues, appreciate the super chat, man. And that's just the reality of it, man. This ain't no knock on nobody. This ain't no attack on nobody. This is the reality of the life we live, man. You have to understand that if you have a standard of what you're willing to accept and you deserve that standard, because not everybody who got a standard deserve to have that standard. But if you deserve to have that standard met in your life, a lot of times that standard is too high for Western society. It's not that there are no women here. It's that if you have a high enough standard, it is too high for America. It is too high for Canada. It is too high for Westernized society, brothers. It is too high. And that's just the reality of it, man. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's a true thing. See, and here's another problem, a major problem. This is a major problem. Many of these women in American society either have an absent father or a present simp as a father. They either have no father figure at all, or they have a present father figure who is a simp. Having a simp father is worse than having no father. Because as a simp father, she has actually seen the simp interaction with a woman who is controlling him. Any woman who grew up in a household where the man was being controlled by the woman is off limits to any man who wants a wife. Any man who wants a wife should flee that woman. That's one of the first questions I ask a woman. Your mom and dad still together? First question I ask. Your mom and dad still together? Man, I get all kind of things. Well, they weren't never together. It was just a one night stand. Or, well, my dad was already married and my mom was his. They ain't gonna never say their mom was the side chick, but it's gonna always be, well, you know, he already had a woman and blah blah blah. Or it's like, well, you know, my mom didn't know who my dad was. It was either you know, my dad who it ended up being or his brother. And they ain't gonna tell you none of that. But if these women did not grow up in a household with a strong father, she is automatically eliminated from contention. Automatically eliminated from contention. She is out. She is expelled from campus. There is no way. You shouldn't even try to make it work. You shouldn't even try to be considerate of the fact that it might work. You shouldn't even let yourself believe the possibility that it might work with a woman who didn't have a strong father in her household. And here's the thing. I ain't talking about a strong stepdad. I'm talking about a strong father. Because she got to have that spiritual connection to that man. She got to have that birth connection to that man. It don't matter who the stepdad could have been strong too, but he ain't got no connection to her. You need to find out who her real dad is. So it's not just about growing up in a household with a male figure. It's about growing up in a household with your strong father. It's the same thing with us as men. Yes, you can have a stepdad step in and do this and make sure that there's some male role model in your life, but it ain't going to be the same as a man who lived with his own strong father. There's a different effect because when you live with your own strong father, you already have some of his qualities, a lot of his qualities, probably damn near all of his qualities. And he can shape you to be the exact type of man that he is because he's been doing that his whole life. The man he's raising you to be, he's been being that exact man, not that type of man, that exact man because you are an exact replica of him. There's a difference in having a strong stepdad and having your strong real dad for both men and women. Now, is a strong stepdad better than no man? Of course he is. But that ain't enough. It's got to be in her blood. She got to see it, and it's got to be in her blood. And that's just it. You ain't going to hardly find that in this particular society, man. You're just not gonna find it. It's so hard to find that it ain't even worth looking for. It ain't even worth looking for, brothers, because you ain't gonna find it. Skull, appreciate the 5 bone, man. Everything with D Wade seen playing from his feminization to him marrying a scallywag atmosphere is crucial to masculinity. I believe that, man. I believe there's some powers that be at work, man, in some of these situations. Donald Lyons, appreciate the 5 bones. Priest Pastor, salute to you, bro. Salute. So here's another thing, man. And let me tell you the main thing about having that absent father. If a girl's father isn't in her life, she's never been taught how to humble herself in the presence of a strong man. She's never been taught that. Because a weak father will take all kind of stuff from his daughter. I've heard some daughters, man, talk extra crazy, man, to a weak dad, or, you know, a simp dad, or I've heard, but a strong father, I ain't talking about the father who be cracking the whip around that mug. I ain't talking about one of them. I'm talking about a man who is so elevated, so wise, so strong, so positive, so connected to God that everybody in the house just have to bow down to him. The majority of these women ain't never seen a man like that in their life, not even in that church they go to. They ain't never seen a man that tied to God, that connected to God. But you go to other cultures, and those women have, because these women, man, you know, you can go to an Islamic culture. They ain't talking about like over where they you know, take the women out in the middle of the place and flog them. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about, like, you know, in one of these African cultures, man, you can go over there, man, and these girls, man, have been raised their entire lives, man. They got on their hijab, man, and all of those things, man. On prayer days, man, they go pray. This is their life. This is what they do all the time. And let me tell you one of the main things. And this is going to be real right here, man. In America, these women don't value their bodies. And just by default, they teach the younger women to value their bodies even less. Because if you're a first generation non-valuer of your body, you have to figure out what not valuing your body does. Those girls behind you, those young women behind you, get to see the result of not valuing your body and how you can get money for not valuing your body. You come up and live a life for not valuing your body. Here's the main thing. You go to those other cultures, the older women keep the younger women in check. They know the younger women are going to deal with temptation. The young women are going to deal with urges just because that's just what you do. They know this is going to happen. The older men in those environments, they keep the younger men in check. So here's the difference in those environments and what these fantasy-seeking men try to live over here. Men in America want the women to be wholesome, want the women to be virtuous, but then they think they can still go around knocking down everything. That's not how our culture goes. If the women are going to be virtuous, the men have to be righteous. And you're not going to find that in America. There aren't many men in America who even desire to be righteous. There's about 900 of us in here right now. You probably got to go somewhere else. You got to go probably to another somewhere. I don't know where, but you got to go somewhere to find another 900. Most men in America do not want to be righteous, and a non-righteous man does not deserve a virtuous woman. So part of the problem is that the women are not going to be virtuous because the men don't care if they're not virtuous. A man in America will marry anybody. Man, dude be marrying women with 5 children by 5 dudes, man. Dude be marrying women they don't even like, dog. Dude be marrying women they ain't even attracted to. They be marrying women who ain't even up on top of their hygiene, dog. A woman ain't got to do nothing in America to get a husband, man. So it's part of the problem is the dudes ain't got no standards. But see, you can't have a standard for a woman until you have a standard for yourself. You can't be around here, man, just being a dirty dirt dog, a dude, man, that ain't got nothing going on. Then you got a high standard for women. That ain't how it goes. The women's standard falter as the man standard falter. It ain't like we look around and say there are a whole bunch of righteous, honorable men in America and the women just won't follow them. No, we ain't saying that. We know how scummy these dudes are. We know how cutthroat these dudes are. That's why they don't have no standard. You can't have a standard for a woman when you ain't never had no standard for nothing else in your life. See, if you go through life accepting subpar, substandard, everything, you're going to accept a subpar, substandard woman. You know why? Because deep down inside, you know you're a subpar, substandard man. I'm not talking about the substandard, subpar men among us. I'm not talking about the men who don't honor the Most High among us. I'm not talking about the men who just live however they want to live among us. I'm not talking about the men among us who be with so many women. They have to absolutely go get checked for STDs all the time because they be with so many women. I'm talking about the men who understand that a man who embraces righteousness gets blessings from God that the average man doesn't get. That's the average man doesn't get. So even when a woman tells me she's been through something terrible with a dude, like if she was in a relationship that was just horrible, I'm glad I know that. Because if she hadn't been with that dude, I would have thought maybe she was good for me. But if she'd have been in a situation where she was in a situation with a dude and went down through that like that, maybe she wasn't quite the woman she thought she was. Maybe she wasn't as good as she thought she was. See, a lot of time, these women in America will play victim in every single situation. It's always the man's fault. She didn't do that. She was a good woman. She was perfect. She ain't never said nothing wrong. She ain't never did nothing wrong. Then you come to find out, man, she couldn't shut her mouth, man, if you put duct tape over it. She didn't figure out how to talk through her ears. Tora Warrior, appreciate the dub, man. I think that's New Zealand, man. Appreciate the dub, bro. Blessed to you, Dr. B.O.A. and peace to Alpha Sphere. Most High knows where the virtuous women are. He guards them and assigns them the righteous men. Keep his commandments, brothers. That's real talk, man. That's real talk. He brings them your way. He puts them on your path. That's why I tell you, man, all the time, just be on your path. Don't worry about nothing else. Be on the path that you're supposed to be on in life. Because it's going to be a path with a bright sun, and it's going to be a path with a righteous energy. And if you're on that path, everything that you're supposed to have is going to be on that path. Rational Logic 101, appreciate the dime. Salute, but proud to drop my tuition to support the Alpha Sphere. Salute. Blessings. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate it. Mighty A. Waldo, appreciate the vibe, man. Powering up my situation one step at a time. Taking my vibe serious. Appreciate the Top Chef Game, BOA. That's all you can do, brother. Just power up, stay focused, man, and keep grinding. That's the main thing we got to do. We got to keep grinding, brothers. 7-8 Juggernaut, appreciate the 5 bone, man. Spitting facts, doc. All this modern feminine nonsense we're dealing with was women taking cue from the worst kind of non-righteous men. That's all it is, man. That's really all it is. See, we have to understand that in those societies I'm talking about, all of those societies are patriarchal. All of those, and here's what a patriarchal society means. I know in America, women just hate that word. Oh, patriarchy. They don't even know what the hell a patriarchy is. America ain't no damn patriarchy. If America was a patriarchy, there would be many more rules in place. There is no patriarchal society where women can do whatever the hell they want to do with no consequences. This place ain't been a patriarchy since we've been alive. There ain't nobody alive who was alive when America was a patriarchy. This ain't no patriarchy. A woman can pretty much do whatever the hell she want to do right now. And since I've been in the world, that's how it's been. Now, I will say this to y'all. In those societies, there are patriarchies. But a patriarchy does not mean a society where the men are crude and the women don't get to do nothing and the women don't. No, a patriarchy is just a society with established, enforced rules. Because if you leave a society to women, they're going to go haywire. I mean, it's going to be a hayride every night. Everybody's just going to be doing their thing. There are going to be no laws. There are going to be nothing because women don't want to be held back. Women don't want to be restrained. Women don't want to be reined in. Westernized women now, they don't want to be told what they can and can't do. They don't want to be governed. They want to be left alone and not held accountable for their actions. And that's not a patriarchy, but that's the society we live in right now. Warhammer, appreciate the super sticker, bro. And here's another thing. Part of the problem is this whole push for empirical data, man. Everybody is pushing for empirical data. Like people don't, you know why people push for empirical data? Because nobody has any life experience in a relationship. So everybody, when I hear people talking about, 80% of black men do this and 60% of black women do this, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Who gave you them stats? Who gave you them stats? Is it the same people that did the Tuskegee experiment? Are you taking stats from the same group? Come on, man. We don't do empirical data. We have relationship experience. If you ain't got no relationship experience to back up your empirical data, man, you just talking. That's men or women. If all you're doing is spewing empirical data all the time, man, with no life experience to back it up, man, you're just talking. So empirical data and social media govern the average American woman's concept and perception of what, not just the ideal relationship, but the joy and pain that comes wherewith from your lack of effort or your continued effort. They don't know what it looks like to be in a real relationship. They don't know, they wouldn't know the first thing about it. And so I meet women all the time, and they be talking all this shit that they done heard online, that they done read, and every day it's something new. They screenshotting me some or linking me to something they done saw online. I'm like, wait a minute, you actually try to govern your life with shit you read online, with online posted memes? This is the society we live in. Somebody posts a meme, here's what you got to understand. This society is too emotional. Men and women in this society are absolutely emotional. So social media has started to govern everybody's outlook because social media does or says something that hits you in your emotions. It makes you feel something. Not anything important, nothing important. It could be any old thing, but it makes you feel something. Look how people acting about Dave Chappelle. Look how people acting about Lil Nas X. Look how people acting about all of these things. Those things aren't even a problem. Those things aren't even a problem. Those things are the result of the problem. This whole Lil Nas X thing is the result of the problem. This Counsel Dave Chappelle thing is the result of the problem. See, if you keep focusing on the results, you ain't focusing on the problem. See, if let's say you got a cockroach infestation in your house, and all you're gonna do, you're gonna cut them lights on when them jokers be running around, you're gonna run around stomping on them. Fast as you can. You run around stomping on them. House sound like this. You stomping on them. Got your children in there stomping on them. Every time y'all come in, y'all stomping on cockroaches. Guess what? You're gonna have more and more cockroaches. Because the cockroaches running out ain't the problem. The cockroaches in the wall reproducing is the problem. You got to get to the root of the problem. And the problem in this society is nobody's caring about the root of the problem. The root of the problem is that we live in a matriarchal society where anybody and everybody can say and do anything they want to except the real men of the environment. You ever notice that only the real men of the environment are ever called out on anything? You ever notice that? Because that's the society we live in. Everybody's all in their feelings about things. And so everybody's outlook on everything is based on empirical data and social media influence. And the crazy thing is the majority of empirical data is exchanged over social media. So they give you a one-stop shop. You jump on social media, you get your emotions rocked for the day, and you get some empirical data to support whatever side you're on. I can give you some empirical data from the left side. You can give me equal empirical data from the right side, probably from the same damn source sometime. But we live in a society where everybody's just too damn emotional, man. That's the main reason y'all don't ever hear me respond to nothing. Man, I get so much content. And I be telling y'all not to send it, but so y'all keep sending it. But it be y'all new dudes. So I had to say it from time to time. If you hear somebody say something about BOA, man, don't send it to me because I don't care. But when y'all do send it, I listen. But I ain't going to respond because I don't care. I don't care. Nothing anybody can say is going to affect me emotionally. I just be like, man, that person is stupid. And once I can look at you and say you stupid, I'm done. I turn the other way from stupidity. So nothing about that is going to make me respond. And here's the thing that you got to understand. Well, it's like when you text a woman and she don't respond. If I text a woman, which I ain't gonna do, but if I text a woman at 10 a.m. and she don't respond to 6 p.m., I'm blocking her. I don't care what she was doing. She could have been in a car wreck. I don't care. She should have told them, wait a minute, before y'all put me in the ambulance, I got to text daddy back. He texted me this morning. I got to text him. I will not leave him waiting. If that ain't how I look on it, I ain't got time for it. Because that's a standard that I demand that standard. So I can't imagine a woman flaking on me or not responding to me or pushing me back to the back burner, because that's a standard that I demand. And any woman who in America playing the dating game, she's not gonna meet that standard. And I'm cool. I try to eliminate as many women as I can at every single turn, because my standards will be met. I ain't compromising nothing for no bra. Why? Because I ain't got to. The world is too big a place. And here's the thing about social media. While you're on social media trying to figure out what's going on in America, go on social media and meet some women from other countries. They're on there too. Learn some Spanish. Learn some French. Beautiful women in Senegal, man. Beautiful women on the Ivory Coast of Africa. But they speak French. You got to speak French. So beautiful women in Burkina Faso. Go. You could go there, but guess what? They speak French. Learn some French. Learn a language besides just, man, figure out how to navigate the world. Figure out how to navigate the world. Is a huge place. And as God's chosen people, the children of Israel, the whole world is our domain to roam, bro. You ain't gonna go nowhere and not find none of our people there. So just go, man. You gotta be listening to these people. Because they don't know nothing. Not nothing. I'm out here hearing some of the crazy, man, you should debate with this. You should debate with this female content creator. Man, you nuts. My dad would turn over in his grave, man, to see me down here debating with some bro about something. Man, I ain't raised that boy like that. What is he doing? Arguing with a woman about something. Say Moon Tycoon, appreciate the 5 on American Black women, independent, feminist, bisexual, traditional men can't wipe that at all. At all. CEO Koba, we're going to say Koba. I think the N might be silent. Appreciate the 5 bones, man. Lenny F. Appreciate the 50 bone super sticker, man. Appreciate the sponsorship of the show, brother. I appreciate that. Amazed. Appreciate the 5 bone. What's so amazing is how accurate you distinguish between Western and other cultures that I'm well familiar with. This is profound knowledge. Salute to you, bro. Salute. Man, I'm into them other cultures, man. Honestly, man, I've been dealing with women from, man, probably about 10 countries in Africa, man, for a long time. For years, man, I've been dealing with women from Africa. Then I got partners, man, like I got a partner in Chile. I got a partner in, Brazil. Now I got partners in Colombia. I got partners all over the world, man. Now, you know what I'm saying? Over the past few years, man, I developed a relationship with guys all over the world. Chosen One Music, appreciate the dime, man. Listen to you every day while I'm grinding for a better me. Thanks for being a very important mentor to me, sir. I pray God keeps blessing you every day. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Many blessings to you as well. Charles, again, man. Let me see. Charles Galletto. Appreciate the 10 bones, man. In my opinion, I think there's a strategic effort to create a world government, and women in such groups are used for idiots to bring it about. I think that's why they want us to focus on emotion. I believe so, man. That's a well-stated point. There is definitely building this emotional charge within men is definitely by design. Mustafa Sadiq, appreciate the 5 bone, bro. Salute, Doc. Salute to all the alphas thinking for themselves and forming their own conclusion on evidence surrounding this chaos. Salute to you, bro. That's great comment, man. IBE, appreciate the 555. This is powerful knowledge. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate it. Amazed again. Appreciate the 5 bone. Again, you speaking number facts. Respect to you, be aware you are a man of great knowledge. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate that, man. All praise to the Most High, man. I'm just a vessel being used, brothers. So another thing is this, man. She only wants the position of submission if it's shared. I have women tell me, man, that we supposed to submit to each other. You crazy. You lost your mind. Only in America does a woman believe you're supposed to submit to her. In what way? Then they go to bringing up something Paul said. I don't listen to that, man. Listen, I don't pay no attention to that fool Paul, man. I don't listen to him. Let me tell you something, man. You got to keep in mind that you're a fool of a man if you think at any point you're supposed to submit to your woman. How? You got a wife, man. She's supposed to, man, your desire, her desires to you, and you're supposed to rule over her. Like, she's supposed to submit to you. When somebody rule over you, you submit to their rule. It don't make no sense, man, but, man, they don't want a position of submission. It don't matter how much paper you got. They don't want a position of submission, man. They don't want it unless it's mutual. And all the women who do want it are gone. See, I'm not saying those women don't exist. I'm saying those women already have someone. There's a man who's already got that woman. There's none for us left. There are good women everywhere, but they got a man already, man. I'm trying to get you, man, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. And they're right here going to rock the world. If a woman is single, she probably ain't a good woman. If a woman is single, she probably ain't a good woman. I'm going to say that one more time. If a woman is single, she probably ain't a good woman. Now, I'm not saying that's fail-safe and foolproof. I'm saying that there's about a 70% chance that she's not a good woman. So out of all the women you meet, there's only a 30% chance that you're going to meet a woman who's actually a good woman. Because the majority of good women are taken. They're taken, bro. And then you can do about it, and then you can say about it. That's just it. And here's the thing. In these last days, in those days, 7 women shall take a hold of 1 man. So I'm not saying she's got a man to herself. I'm saying she's taken. She's got a man. There's a man who she already belongs to. That's all I'm saying. And that's just the reality of it, man. So we got to stop thinking about this whole, this monogamy thing. Because I'm going to be honest with you, man. Just to be honest with you, bro. Women are just too lazy as lovers to just have one woman in this particular society. They're just lazy as lovers. They're selfish lovers. They're lazy lovers. All they want is what's best for them. What's best for you only matters to them if it coincides with what's best for them, or they can figure out a way to navigate that into getting something that they want for them. And the problem is they don't bring enough value to the situation. For the most part, they're extra scarred and they think they're independent. These women wear independence as a badge of honor. They think it's cool to say, I don't need no man. But the funny thing is, it's a bold-faced lie. And they think it's cool to embrace that lie and tell themselves that it's real. But then when they behind closed door and they sitting at home at night with that bottle of wine, you know what they saying? Oh, this independence is so good. I got my money. I got my nice place. I got my nice car. Got a little money in my bank account. I got quite a bit of debt, but I can pay it off and I'll be good. And I be sitting here, but I ain't got no man. Boy, where have all the good men gone? Away from independent women. Don't no real man want no independent woman. If you're an independent woman, you are not a good woman. Not for a man. You may be a good citizen of the world, but you are not a good woman to put in the position of wife. Wife is a position of dependency. It always has been. It's destined to be a position of dependency because a woman has to be able to be dedicated to that position so much that she can't go out and have a career. If your wife has a career, you ain't got no wife. You got a woman that you married and put in the wife position, but that don't make her a wife. And that's real talk. Independent and wife are not synonymous. They never have been, they never will be. A woman who's independent doesn't understand what it means to be in the presence of a man who does not give one care about her independence. That's why those women always want to be with a man who makes less money. A man who is in less of a position of prestige, a man who is less popular, a man who's less famous, a man who's less paid, a man who's less refined, a man who's less polished, a man who's less, a man who's less cultured, a man who's less something. Because there's no compromising in a man who is in a position of power. Man, let me tell you something, bro. Just over my lifetime, man, I've met women, man, who absolutely didn't have nothing to offer, but still had a boatload of demands about what they want from a man, what they want in a marriage, what they want, what their desires are. And I'm like, shut up. Who cares what your desires are? I didn't ask you that. It's irrelevant. Because it's my way or no way, and no way is okay. That's just the truth of the matter. It is my way or no way, and no way is okay. Why is no way okay? Because if it ain't my way, ain't no other way. It's got to be no way if it ain't my way. There's nothing else to consider. And that's real. Let me see. Philip Riggins, if you decide to date non-Western women, can you bring them back west with you, or will you have to stay from Western influence? You can bring them back west with you, but you had to be in a position to keep them sheltered from it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in a position where you got to send her out to work a job somewhere. And this is the thing about being in a position of power. This is why I tell you, man, to focus on your money, because with money, you can control the dynamic of your life. You can situate your life the way you want to. I don't tell you, man, that so you can be no trick. You make money so you can dictate the circumstances of your immediate environment. So if you got a woman from another culture, you can present a assimilation of her culture to her. You see what I'm saying? Even if you have to like bring her mama and them with her. If you're going to bring her here, bring her mama and them with her. Bring the women who keep her in line with her. Bring her mama and her aunt. Bring them all. That way you can keep her. They'll be with her. You ain't got to worry about trying to cheer up your new wife for 2 years instead of 1. You bring some people with her. Set them up, man, so they can do their thing, man, and she can carry them people around her that keep her in line for you. Don't have no TV in your house. You're a grown man. You got to be watching no damn TV no way. What you watching on TV that's benefiting you? Nothing. So you watch TV for entertainment. You can do without TV if it's going to benefit your life. Game changer. Appreciate the dime, man. Facts. Salute to you, bro. Salute. Aaron Parker. Appreciate the 5 bone. Truth, Dr. BOA. They don't need a man until something goes wrong or they can't handle it. That's it, man. They don't need a man until they got to start taking psychotropics. Fear the none. Appreciate the super sticker, bro. Appreciate the dime. Make sure I ain't forget nobody, man. Take a little swig right here, man. I'm going to shake that up a little bit. Got this Kavita sparkling probiotic drink, man. Mojito, lime, mint, coconut. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. 45 calories for the whole body. 0. Well, 1 gram of added sugar. We'll take that. We'll take that. We can deal with that. We'll use that just talking right here. So the reality of the scenario is this, brothers. Accountability for her lack of cooperation is the main problem. She doesn't have accountability for the lack of her cooperation. She doesn't cooperate. Americanized women are non-cooperative. They don't cooperate. And they do be talking about, man, let me tell you something, bro. If your goal in life, if you're a grown man and your satisfaction in life is from getting laid, now don't get me wrong. There is some truth to the fact that if you're going to deal with a bunch of American women, a bunch of Westernized women, all you're going to pretty much do is get laid, because the majority of them you deal with ain't going to be worth more than that. And the thing is, that's not a bad thing. They don't want to be worth more than that. We live in a society where these women don't even want relationships. They are okay with just being in intimate relationships with guys and get a little money kickback, get a little financial kickback. They are perfectly okay with being in arrangements. You ain't got to be on seeking arrangement. Some of these young chicks seeking the arrangement themselves. You got to keep in mind, brothers, that you don't live in an environment that's conducive to an honorable man having a wife. So stop thinking about that. Stop thinking about this along those terms. Because let me tell you the main problem, man. There are gender roles for a reason. There's a male, female, husband, wife. all for a reason. But in American culture, a woman prefers to compete with you in a game she could never win. It's a definite loss for her to compete with you. Definite loss. Because you're the man, the only thing you're going to let her compete with you in is masculinity. It's a definite loss for her. But she would rather compete against you in a for sure loss than to be the MVP on your championship team. They don't want to win with you. They want to win against you. They don't want to be the MVP of your championship team. They want to be the MVP of the championship team that your team loses to. American women are the least supportive women on the planet. They don't know how to support a man. They don't know how to be supportive and feminine. They don't know how to do it, man. And so it's just one of those things, man, where you just have to wrap your mind around the concept that this is just something that ain't gonna happen, bro. We just got to wrap our mind around the concept that as much as we would want that, brothers, it's just not gonna happen, man. Sad situation, bro. It ain't gonna happen though. We gotta chop it up. Aaron Parker, them donations are doing well for you. The crib is laid out. Love your content and keep the knowledge coming. Salute, bro. So the reality of the scenario is this, man. We got to keep in mind that no matter what we do or what we say, the reality of the life we live in the United States of America is that if you want a wife, you better think twice. You better think twice. And this is the craziest thing, man. This is when I knew it was the end. And I know some of y'all have heard this before. I heard a woman say that she don't wear makeup and stuff to look good for her husband. I heard a woman say that. And then I heard other women chime in and say, well, I saw other women chime in and say, no, we don't care about looking good for men. And I said, you know what? That explains why y'all do such a terrible damn job of looking good. It ain't that they look bad, brothers. They do what they do to look good for each other. They ain't trying to look good for us, because they were trying to look good for us. A bunch of that stuff they stopped doing. And we ain't gonna believe it. Well, we wear that because that's what y'all want. Y'all like that. The women with the big butts and the weave down to their butt. Y'all, that's the one y'all chase. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's the one we go to the strip club to see. Then we leave. I mean, I don't go to a strip club, but that's the one got to the strip club to see, man. Then they leave. They leave those girls at the strip club. Or they might have fun with them for the night, but then take them back to the strip club. You got to keep in mind, brothers, the next time you see a woman and she got on some crazy colored hair or anything like that, it ain't for you. But when you're in a society where the women don't even want to attract the men anymore, man, this society is done. This society is done. And the reason they don't want to attract you is because social media validation tells her she looks good no matter what she wears. A woman can put on anything. She can put on anything and get 1,000 likes on a picture. That's me too, man. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't doing no weed. I just ain't doing it. See, here's the thing. I can't even say it always look bad. I just don't want it at my crib, on my pillows, on me. I don't want no woman laying up on me and that stuff is on me. And I'm saying shit make me itch. So I don't want it. I mean, a woman can wear what she want to wear. And I'm not saying they all look terrible with it or anything like that. I'm saying I don't want it for me. I'm just one dude. Every woman in America can wear weave for all I care. I don't care. I just don't want it for me. Every woman in America wear whatever they want to wear, man. They can bleach their skin, do whatever they want to do. They can bleach their skin, get a tan. They can lose weight, gain weight. I don't care. I know what I want for me, and I'm not compromising that. I'm not compromising that. So it just ain't for me. That cake up, I just ain't with the cake up, man. It's cool. If a woman feel like she need to wear cake up, man, for her face, fine. It just ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing, man. I don't mind a woman putting a little bit on, man. We about to get out somewhere. I don't mind her touching up her face a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind that. But I feel like if she takes very good care of her skin, she could do with just a little touch up. For me, it's the cake up. I don't want you to look different when you take that stuff off, like a totally different woman than you do with it on. That ain't, I ain't gonna deal with that. I don't want that, but that's for me. And here's the thing. In America, that's what you're gonna get. So it's not just about there ain't no good women. There ain't no women who are okay and content with being wholesome, being natural, being virtuous. It just doesn't exist anymore, man. Def Debater, appreciate the 5 bone. Not to be out top of the doc. Are you big on football? Raven getting work right now. Man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. If I watch pro football, man, it'd be like week 8. I only watched the first 7 weeks. You know what I'm saying? By week 8, you can tell who good. And then to be honest with you, man, I just watch the highlights on like Sports Center, man. Oh, well, really, not even Sports Center. I watch highlights on the NFL Network, man. So like even like on Sunday, man, I don't never watch no games. I don't watch games, to be honest with you, man. They take too long. They're too long, man. I look up, man, it'd be 2 or 3 hours, man. I've been sitting watching the game. I'm not finna sit watch no game 2 or 3 hours. So, but I do watch all the highlights, man. You know, see, when you watch the highlights, you just get to see the good parts. You get to see the good parts of all the game in less time than it takes to watch a game. That's my type of style. Matter of fact, you get to see the highlights from all the sports in less time than it takes to watch one of them. I'd be like, man, that's cool with me. Great expectations. Appreciate the dub, man. Appreciate the dub. So, I think that's it, man. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. We've been here for a minute, man. I had a couple of requests to leave this one up to in the morning, man. So, I'll go ahead and leave it up to in the morning. Phenomenal piece of content, man. I think we had a good show tonight, man. Good turnout. I appreciate everybody being in the joint. And it's been real in the field, man. Yo, man, I had a chick come to my crib one time, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. Man, listen, man, I had a eggshell color pillowcase, man. Bro, the next morning, man, it like somebody was bleeding out the face on that thing, man. Man, whole pillowcase, man, full of makeup, man. I was like, man, I couldn't even tell you had that much on. I couldn't even tell it, man. Now it was applied. It was applied great because she didn't look much different with it off. But I was like, man, man, all that was on my pillowcase, man. For just something about that, man, it just turned off to me, man. That does something to me, bro. I don't like that at all. I really don't. So let's get ready to head on out of here, man. I appreciate everybody being in the joint. Y'all remember, man, keep it real in the field. Salute, famo. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, that weed, man, I'm telling you, man, it's got some chemicals in it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's got some chemicals in it. So, man, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Y'all remember, put God first, keep grinding and growing, homies. And I got some phenomenal content coming for y'all tomorrow, man. Oh, and we'll be on the King Ray joint tomorrow, man. So y'all be looking out for that. Y'all put God first, keep grinding and growing, man. And remember, no matter what they say, they can talk about every other type of man they want to. But over here in the Alphasphere, our motto is Alphas up, Betas down. Peace. Seems like no matter what you do sometimes, your efforts go underappreciated or unappreciated, period. You know, all we do, man, is try to give men the information they need to become the best version of themselves. No hate. We love women. We don't hate them. We just don't take no foolishness. And we can't be controlled by our lust. Those men can, but not us.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Now I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her and convince yourself that she brings more value to your life than you bring to hers. You know, just the protection and provision is more than a woman can ever make up for, man. So I'm not saying don't give her props for what she does, but damn sure never make her feel like she's more important to you than you are to her, because it's just a figment of your imagination. She knows the truth, so you have to understand the truth as well. This is called the abundance mindset. There's nothing she can give you that you can't give yourself, besides a baby. And do you really want one of those right now? Nope.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
See, the main thing that men let women slide with is shut-uppiness and obedience. Now, when you use the term obedience with a woman, she automatically relates that to being a slave. But slaves aren't obedient. Obedience is a choice. Slaves either do it or die. Shut-uppiness is another thing that women have a problem with. It doesn't mean you can't talk. It means that you can't talk when I'm talking. It means that when we're talking about things that I do as the man, you don't have an opinion on those things, because I make decisions based on facts, not opinions, not even my own opinions, and most certainly not yours.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto.